You're writing this down. You're taking your time and you're writing it very carefully. These formulas look terrifying, but they're very similar, right? So notice there's only one difference. Our friend Mr. Sine has the minus inside. Our friend Mrs. Cosine has the minus a plus inside. We're going to talk about the outside plus minus thing in a minute. I'm going to give you a little bit to write this down, and then we're going to talk our way through it. Matter of fact, I kind of got lost in the weeds, and like I said, did it wrong in zero period. If you're zero period watching this, I'm fixing it now. In first period, I went so into the explanation that I actually had some kids say, can we just do some problems? And I'm like, ooh, ouch. Yes, we can. So let's see if I can't do a better job in this period. That's why I take him here.
Give 13. We're after 2 Hey, by the way, it's not who. I just heard it. I overheard it. You have him? You have him? When you found his name?
Yeah,
I'm just being like.
And then use the highlighter medication. Okay. Yeah.
We said that kills him right away. We should get bonus points for that. You already have to job.
Or you can
You
take
absolutely.
and like tape it on.
Yeah.
If this like was actually fun,
You are really right there. Or
This makes like a slide.
Exactly. That's perfect. Okay, so here's what I got to talk to you about. We're going to do some of these problems. Are you guys ready? This part's tricky. So Mateo's watching me. You guys ready? John, this part's weird, so I need you to stay with me. So there are two things that you have to notice on these problems. There's really two steps that we're going to worry about. There's the inside step, which is all of this math, right? And you're going to do the math on the inside, and it's going to be fine. And then the very second step, the last step, will be this stuff. The answer will never be plus minus. There isn't two answers. The answer is sometimes plus, sometimes minus, and you will need to know which it is. And this is what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to give kind of a real explanation that some of you will get and some of you won't. And then I'm going to give you the shortcut explanation. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about real quick. Next to all this stuff, you're going to put a teeny tiny, it can be small, a little quadrant thing, because there's one other thing we need to talk about here. So here's where this gets weird, right? So let's say we were doing, now you're going to just put your pencils down and watch just for a minute. Say we were doing the oh, that's not what I want. Let me pick a better pen. Let's say we were doing the cosine of 120 degrees, right? Yay, we would be over here. And if we use our little unit circle, I'd look at my unit circle for 120, and I would get negative 1/2, right? But tonight, we're going to be taking this guy. He's going to help us get the problem, but I want half of him. And half of him, so here's what I got. I got negative 1/2, but when I take half of 120, he's over here in 60-degree land. And if I look up the cosine of 60 degrees, it's still 1/2, but the negative disappears. So even though I said the cosine of 60 over 2, I need you to watch. It flip-flopped. The answer was 1/2, but instead of being positive, negative, it flip-flopped to positive, because on all of these problems, we're going to be doing math but then we're going to be doing half of it. So here's what I need you to know. What happens is this. When you do the math tonight and you are doing sine, even when we cut sine in half, sine in this class from 0 to 360 will stay positive. So what I need you to know is you're going to circle that on your little magic note sheet, because anywhere from 0 to 360, sine will be positive. And you're like, but Miss T, sometimes it's negative. And my answer is, you're right. But when you cut it in half, it pops into the positive area, right? So for sine, anything from 0 to 360 lands in the positive area. It lands up here. If it's down here and I cut it in half, it lands up here, all positive. Now I'm being very specific here. For my friends going to calculus next year, when you get to bigger angles like 400 or 500, they may land in the negative area when you cut them in half. But for our purposes, this class, because we're only working from 0 to 360, we are only worrying that when you cut the sine in half, he lands in positive landia. He's happy. It's like, cut me in half. I'm landing up here. I'm positive. I'm all good. Cosine is a saucy minx. She is going to mess with your mind. So cosine is like, I have my final revenge here. She always comes first. We always say sine cosine. And she's tired of it. And here's what she's going to tell you. And this is what you're going to write down. At the very end of the problem, at the very end, you're going to do all the math. And if it says sine, you're going to be like, yay, keep it positive in this class. But if you're doing cosine at the very end of the problem, if you did your math here or here, cosine is positive. She's happy. She's good. But if you do your math down here or down here, that saucy minx is out to get you. You need to make your final answer negative and negative. And that's because when you cut cosines in half, sometimes their signs change from positive to negative and negative to positive. Is everybody okay? So what you're going to write on your magic note sheet is this. Sine is positive here for us in this class. Now again, my friend's going to calc. You can't say to Ms. Gillette next year, oh, she said it's always positive. 0 to 360, yeah. Bigger than that, you got to figure it out. But for cosine, you're gonna use this. Is that cool? Sounds weird. We're gonna practice. You'll get the hang of it. Are you ready? Whiteboard desks. I don't think we need paper for these. Are you ready? Whiteboard desks. Here comes our first one. Okay. We're going to do it later. Are we ready? Step 1. Draw a triangle. Look, I don't know why I keep picking that pen up. Draw your triangle. I don't know why I did that pink thing. Are you good? Little bit of Pythagorean theorem. I made them nice. It's 12. It's 12. Here's what I'm telling you, though. We didn't even really need to do that, because look at your magic note sheet. What is the one thing we need on both of these formulas? Sine or cosine? Cosine. Yeah, they gave it to us. But you know what? I always make my triangle anyways, because I never know, right? So be careful. Okay. That's step 1. Draw your triangle. That's where I always start. Step 2, write your formula. So here we go. we're going to say, here he is. We're going to make him nice and big. Giant thing. 1 minus cosine theta over 2. I'm going to make that 2 over 1 because I'm going to be doing some twirly flipping. Are we good? Okay. Bless you. You know, there's actual tissue somewhere. That's adorable that you're using the dry wipes. I feel like it seems like it's not healthy. One time I kept my mom using a Clorox wipe on my kid. Yes, I'm like, Mom, that's not a diaper wipe. She goes, isn't it the same stuff? I'm like, no, that's got ammonia. I don't wipe it on my kid's face. Well, my kids are really good. One time Thomas ate a light bulb.
I had a glow stick.
I caught him, like he found out, like my older son had a thing where you put a light bulb inside of it, like it was on a little stick. It was like a globe. And Thomas is a baby, he was like 1 or 2. Pulled it out and so a little light bulb on it. Came in the light. And I said, that's what I do. I just love it. Now it's going to come out. I'm like, oh, great.
Can you stop pass wiping out?
Yeah, Tommy was a Tommy. He's very smart, but he was naughty. But smart. He was the smartest of all 3 of my kids. But he is smart, but not really. You know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Everybody with me. Focus. This gets hard. Here we go. Pop out the word cosine. Pop in the word 5 over 13. How did I get that? Either here or here. I don't care. Next step, it's really easy, but you've forgotten how to do it since 4th grade. We need to do a little subtracting there, and I like a common denominator, and it's very easy to turn the number 1 into anything. So I would like it to be something over 13. What over 13? 13 over 13. There we go. Because it was 1. And I got to subtract. Okay, so now let's do the math. Here we go. Nice and easy. It's not that hard. It looks a little crazy. 8 over 13. 2 over 1. Please twirly flip. I twirly flip this guy. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a cancel. I would go ahead. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Yeah. Watch what I'm gonna do. Twirly flip. 1 over 2. And then look what I'm gonna do because we're multiplying here. I'm gonna do a little cross canceling. 1 4. So here's what I get. Now at this point, I'm going to give you a little hint. 2 little radicals. So here's what I get. On the top, radical 4. On the bottom, radical 13. We are almost home. We know the square root of 4. It's 2. It's 2. But we don't like that 13 on the bottom like that. So how about we do this action? And then the final step is the sine or cosine that I was looking for. Sine. And from 0 to 360, it's always positive. Is this positive? Yes. I am good. Is it really hard? No. Is it tedious as all hell? Yes. Yes. It's just, I don't like this. Okay. Let's try cosine. Here she goes. Are you ready? Let me clear all this out. Let's do it again. I'm going to walk around. Let's see if, oh, come here, dude. I want you to come over here. Here we go. Cosine of 2 theta. Here we go. Use your little triangle. Do it again. There's only one little change. Instead of a minus inside, it's a plus. And then we're going to ask ourselves a question at the end. See if you can do this. This really is like 7th and 8th grade math. We're just doing subtractions and stuff. You can do this. Beautiful. 18 over 13.
18. 13 plus 5 is 18.
18. Love that. And then twirly flips. Cancel it. Love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. And so now my question is, she's a saucy mix. Do we do the math?
Really?
Do the math. So she is awesome. If we had done the math down here, our final answer would be, you can leave it off. We only worry about if it's negative, right? But if we draw our triangle down here, that saucy mix is going to make it negative. Nope, nope, you're good. Yep. Negative. She changed it. Nice, nice, nice. I think it's just square root of 9 is not square root of 3. Mine is 18 over 13, 13 plus 5, and then I just did a okay, here's what I got. Oh, lovely, lovely. I'm going to get 3. Why is that doing that? I'm going to get 3 root 13 over 13. Kathy and I had the final conversation, which was, where was my triangle? If it's in the top 2 quadrants, it's positive. If it's in the bottom 2 quadrants, it's negative. This is in the top 2. We are done. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. No, you can look and see that.
So here's what you really want. This is a big thing. So you got 3 up.
There's only like 1 of 10 in between.
Yep. Whenever you have stroke, okay. Okay, here we go. Let's try another one. I don't like that one.
I have no experience.
Here we go. Love this problem. You can do this. You got this.
How do you have a hand that your choice?
I shouldn't change this problem. Can I change it? No.
Let me see. Yeah.
You should do it mine.
What? I can see that.
Okay, draw your triangle.
You don't need
Sometimes tonight, yeah, that is true. You don't really need to draw a triangle. You got to know where your triangle lives. Sometimes tonight they will give you sign, and you will need to draw your triangle. So in this case, it's telling me to draw my triangle over here. And the reason, yeah, because from that's 360 and that's 270. And that's what I've been saying. If we're doing our math down here, our final answer for cosine will be negative. Yeah.
See, why is it negative in that quadrant? Isn't that positive?
Because right. But let's just say it's 300, right? Cut it in half. What do you get?
No, it goes to the other side.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's why that was excellent that you got that. Yes, yes, nice. Some answer. I think it's nice.
I don't think so.
Right? Why? Where do we do our work? Bottom quadrant.
Oh, that's it?
Bottom quadrant is where we're doing our work.
Oh, yes. Whatever that is. It's something about it.
One side, that doesn't matter.
6 hours. Really? So, I swear, like, we didn't do that much. We did 2 laps. Awesome. I'm looking slow at the 100. I'm faster at like the long race.
Great question. Wow, wow, people are doing great. Here's what I got. I did a bunch of math. I got at one point 25 over 26. Did you get something like that? Yeah, some crazy stuff like that. So then I split it up. 25 over square root of 26. People were smart. They got 5 root 26 over 26. Is that a dumb answer? Yes, but you are not quite done because she's a saucy minx. And if you do your work down here, she tells you, haha, my final answer, negative. What? Is it root 26? Oh, sorry. Okay, so I want you to work, because I know no one's going to work over the weekend. I would like you to do, number 1, I'd like you to do carefully. Number 3, they don't give you cosine, they give you sine. Draw your triangle, and then I want you to do number 7. 1, 3, and 7. That's all we're looking for tonight. 1, 3, and 7. Did you all do your homework? Thank you.
See, when I actually do it, I get my.
You have to put, am I putting the board in? I'm putting the board in.
Marco's a confirmed organizer.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Bye, people.